Welcome to the Women in Vinyl podcast with Jen DiEugenio, founder of Women in Vinyl, and contributor Robin Raymond. This podcast facilitates conversations with those working in the vinyl record industry to educate, demystify, and diversify the vinyl community.
Well, I don't know if you guys were watching on YouTube, but my name is not Jen. I am Amanda Schutzman, and welcome to episode 62 of the Women in Vinyl podcast. So today I have Sam from Erie St Vinyl, and introduce yourself, Sam.
Hi, everybody. I'm Sam Nemeth. I own Erie St Vinyl. It's a nice little record shop in downtown Massillon, Ohio, and I'm so grateful to be here. And it's just surreal and so silly to be talking to my girl Amanda through the Women in Vinyl.
I do think that's what's most wild about it, is that we met through Women in Vinyl. I think we've only met in person once.
Yeah.
When I came to the shop.
When you came to the
I
shop.
feel like I've met you hundreds of times. But we met years ago when Jen first did the article about you.
Yeah.
And then I think quickly did the article about Needle and Groove around the same time.
Right.
So when did Erie St open?
I opened in October of 21. But Women in Vinyl, I mean, since COVID, through that planning phase of, hey, I'm going to open up a record shop, Women in Vinyl, I feel like that's when Jen was just getting things rolling. And it was the biggest resource that I found to help me get A to B, C to D, like all of those things, between the website and then the podcast. And the first podcast I listened to was yours. And it was just a huge source of empowerment, knowledge, and resources. And that's how we hooked up for sure.
Well, I think it's great. I mean, when I remember going back, I was already working at AMS when you opened.
Yes.
So I was just immediately your rep, which is so cool. And I think the first thing I remember is like, well, if you're opening at noon and I leave at 4 a.m., I can make it. I can make it to the grand opening. And I was trying so hard to plan it out. And my mom's like, I think you're insane. And I'm like, I can do it. I know I can do it.
Well, and that was those resources and figuring out how I wanted to consciously buy new records.
Yeah.
I'm not my head isn't business capitalist set. I like to be a little bit more ethical and conscious. So listening to the Women in Vinyl podcast, reading the articles, figuring out how I want to, to pick my distributors. And the AMS was like, okay, well, I got to have a big one. And the fact that I saw that you were going to be my rep, I'm like, well, this is a no-brainer.
It's a big one, but it's still small. And I think that's what I like about all media.
But I feel like the ones that I've kept in contact with and that I've used the most, you get that sense of, I know it's not small. I know they're huge,
right. But we're not an email. We're a human being,
Absolutely.
You can call us, you can talk to us.
Right. And between learning how my business works and what I'm able to do with new vinyl, it's so beneficial to have that connection with the reps. And I have that with you. I have that with a couple other smaller ones. And I don't know, it makes me.
So that was going to be one of my main questions, was who do you go direct with? Like what are your resources?
Obviously all media. That's my big one. That's who when I need new releases, when I need, core stock. But I love my boy Ben at Red Eye, because I do love indie imports and stuff like that. And then of course I buy direct from Sub Pop. I buy direct from Wax Tracks, because those, coming from my musical past, it makes me feel good to know.
And you'd consider that's what you specialize in, right? That's what you love.
Absolutely. Yeah. My budget and my clientele, they're getting used to the fact that I'm going to push in independent artists, smaller bands.
Yep.
Stuff.
Things that are happening locally to you.
locally, and I like a short distance between the artists and the music and the records at my shop.
So
So
I've been yelled at multiple times for saying Massillon. It's Maslin, Ohio.
Maslin,
Maslin. Okay.
city champions. Yeah,
I've said
yeah.
Massillon, and someone was like, "Oh, you're obviously not from Ohio." I'm like, "I'm sorry."
So now it's Maslin is, I mean, it is a little sleeper city in Northeast Ohio. We're about an hour south of Cleveland, about 30 minutes south of Akron.
Okay, so those are
There
your
is,
nearest major
yeah,
cities. Okay,
those are the major cities, and those are kind of like my Cleveland and Akron are my like little, solar system when it comes to record shops and stuff
right.
like that. Because we have to work together. Like we have to.
Yeah. I mean,
So
there's no other way to do it. Shops that pit themselves against each other when you're coming from, you know, 30 minutes away, and you specialize in different things. And, if someone's looking for a used record you obviously don't have, but a shop 20 minutes from you is going to have that, and vice
absolutely.
versa. Like you're going to
Absolutely.
have the new release, but they don't. You want to be able to refer your customers. You want to
Yeah.
have them trust you.
Right. Right. Well, and we're all now that the big box stores they've dug into their vinyl sections they've opened up their vinyl sections more at Target, at Walmart, at Barnes and Nobles, all the bookstores. Those are that we have to, the small community needs to work not against them. Like that's
Yeah.
it's ridiculous to think like that, but to
But that's why
open up.
indie exclusives were created, right? I mean,
Exactly.
because it matches your Target exclusive or your Barnes and Noble exclusive or
Right.
something you
Right.
can only get at your indie store. And
Yes.
that's extremely important. It's what's keeping us alive right now. So, yeah. So you're in Maslin.
I'm in math.
What shops are near? I know that you run your own show locally or have
Yeah.
run a few of your own shows. So where do you do that?
The record store, the record shows.
Yeah.
So I've partnered with a really great local music venue called the Oracle in downtown Canton. Josh, the owner, has been a buddy of mine, and he is one of the most, as you know, most venue owners. They are hardworking
Oh
people, and
yeah.
they're always down to figure something new out to get people to the venue. So him and I have been kind of opening up what vinyl shows are to Stark County, which is our
Right.
area. Because we've got some nice vinyl shows up north of us.
Okay.
But yeah, that's been really fun. We're about to have another one in March. And it's turned in a lot of the local vendors that work those shows up in Cleveland, down in Columbus. They like having kind of like a home base
Yeah.
show.
Like a
Um,
nice local show. I love a nice
yeah,
local show.
and it's easy for them to transport their stuff. Those dudes are, and I am generalizing. There's a couple ladies, but it's not. I mean, they're well-oiled machines getting
Yeah.
things set up. And each show we have about 12 to 14 vendors, and the
Excellent.
community has really come out, and
That's so cool.
everybody makes money. We keep the table prices for the vendors low because
Great.
some of that stuff is getting crazy too.
Yeah.
Just to set up is a
I don't want
lot.
to sell like an entire box of records just to make my table money. Okay, yeah.
Just to make the, so yeah, we've been doing that, and it's great. We have the age demographic of for those shows. I mean, we've got people, 60s, 70s that love coming to that kind of stuff and
Mhm.
opening that new shopping experience to younger collectors too.
Yes.
Because yeah, it's been very rewarding. It's a lot of work.
It's a lot of work. So
It
when
is a
when in
lot.
March is your show?
I think it's the 21st. I should have wrote all these
That's
down
excellent.
because I do have stuff. Nope, the 28th. March
28.
28th.
Oh, so you have
Yeah.
plenty of time. This will probably come
Yeah.
out before. So
Yeah.
yeah, give us a location, give us the date. Just shout it one more
Yeah,
time.
Josh does a great job of making all of our graphics and stuff like that. But we have we do a bunch of local DJs come and spin for an hour or so, and the bar's open. It's just a good. We've been doing it twice a year, and it's been I don't
Yeah,
know.
I was
People
doing
are,
my
and
shows like 4 times a year. I'm down to twice a year. It's just a lot of work.
it is, it
Yeah,
really is. And just the physical, the physical part of this industry, like
takes a toll.
shouldn't, I don't mean to come, I'm not complaining
Listen,
about
I'm
it, but
I'm
like,
35. I just tell everyone I'm halfway to 70. I don't even tell anyone my age anymore because my
I
back,
get,
my knees.
I get teased a lot. I have like a mom, like amusement park wagon that I take everywhere with me. And I might not look like the coolest roadie, but I work smarter, not harder when it comes to
Yep.
moving crates, man.
Yeah, I'm not a natural with a stroller. The baby's new, but I'm very, very good with a hand truck. So I'll I'm gonna learn. It's fine.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah, so I have a show coming up as well. It is a sponsor of the podcast, Vinyl
Amazing.
Revolution Record Show, and it's March 15th. It's 80 tables. We have 60 dealers, around 60 dealers, something like that. It's definitely like the largest show on Long Island. Um,
It's wild.
BCW, one of our sponsors for raffle prizes, Women in Vinyl, and of course, everyone's favorite selector bags. So if you're in New York, please come. It's a great show, and it's really hard on the knees. So I would appreciate you coming out.
Do you always, do you have like a stock of vendors that
We have a lot
you're,
of returning vendors
yeah,
like that do
yeah,
every show. Like, they're my dad's boys with their best
right,
friends. They've been doing it for
right,
15, 20 years. But we try to get new vendors in every show,
yeah,
especially with, all young collectors coming in now, who are like, you know what, maybe I do want to sell, just to make some money so I can rebuy shit that I bought and it wasn't in good condition. And, let
right,
them live the dream, man. That's fine.
right,
Um,
right. I feel like I've noticed with vendors, whether they're smaller shops or they're the people that work the circuit in their area, a lot of used, but every once in a while I'll get someone who just
all
signs up
new.
all new, real niche stuff. And
Hmm.
it's nice to see. They might not, find their clientele at the shows, but I love seeing like new vendors pop up
Yes. Yeah,
that
it's
are
really
real
cool.
specialized and connecting the community. I feel like that's one of the things I love most about owning a shop, doing record shows is connecting dots for people.
Yes.
Even though I don't specialize in it, I know this person's got a good understanding of what you like. And
And there are so many collectors that just do shows.
yeah,
Like they don't
right,
have a shop anymore. My dad sold his shop in 2008 and
yeah,
now he only does shows.
right,
So we travel, well, we were traveling, as far as 10 hours, 12 hours to do a show.
right.
There are
That's
people
crazy.
who travel everywhere. I know Jen moved to Austin. There's a huge record fair in Austin every year. There's
Hmm.
dudes from New York traveling to that.
Yeah,
WFMU, people are coming from California to New York just to sell.
that's
So,
wild. That's wild. I mean,
you
it's
know,
just circulate. It's the best part about this though. Circulating physical media, sharing it. It's finding different avenues to do that, whether you have, a home base, a shop, or you start working into those record shows.
yep.
It's awesome.
Yeah, it's great. So we've talked about what you specialized in. You carry mostly new.
You know
Is that
what?
is that
I've
correct?
noted, I mean, for the most part, yes, but the ebbs and flows of buying and selling, I've definitely learned in the past year or so. Like right now, I have a little bit more pride over in my used selection than I do in my new.
Okay.
And that's
I mean,
that's
that's
just
normal.
right. The ebbs and flows of it, of getting really great collections in from locals. Things have been slow just in general with people spending, and people are spending money on groceries right
Oh
now
yeah.
than like treating themselves. And that turnover, spending the money on new with the margins that they are right now versus getting a solid collection in, I've just been focusing more of my budget too used. It's just kicking me back a little bit more. And it's a bummer because you miss out on new releases. You miss out on things people are looking for.
Yeah, and that's why I tell stores, I mean, prioritize. That's really what it's about. It is a week to week, situation where maybe you have the restocks that you need right now. And this collection's excellent. And I got to buy this used collection and I'm going to cut down on my restocks this week. And I'm only going to worry about my new releases, or I'm just going to worry about my special orders. So there's a way to do that, and I think planning is the best way.
Well, and with record store day looming its little face around the corner. This time of year coming off the holiday season, you got to play your cards right.
Absolutely. That's a long list. The list basically doesn't end. If it's a small shop, someone like you who's only going to get 2-3 copies of something, 5 at most, if it's something like, local to, if it's a Black Keys title, or if it's, something that matters in your area. You have to be really smart, because 2-3 copies, 100 titles later really adds up. So
it really does, especially now. And I'm super open and honest with my clientele. Like my regulars, my people that come in a couple times a month, find stuff, the people that are looking at the list, hoping for things, they I always ask them for their 2 cents of what seems appealing to them on that list. They understand this is a small shop. I do rely on those bigger, more established stores in Cleveland. We lost an amazing record store in Akron just this past year. And I feel there's a little bit more pressure on me to come correct for record store day because of that ecosystem. You lose some of those shops, those record store day buyers. I feel like we're just going to be talking about record store day for a second now that I said it.
It's quite all right. I mean, tis the season. So
is this episode going to come out before it?
Yeah.
Too? Yeah.
I think 2 out of 3 are. So we'll be talking record store day a lot.
Yeah. My regulars and record collectors, they have the shops they like to stand out in line with, and it makes me feel so good that I've got some solid record collectors in the community that know they can walk over to the coffee shop, get in line, and have a good time here and find their. And then there's the people that only come out on record store day that, I appreciate it. But when I don't have the stock, they think that everyone should have. Having that, being open and transparent about how it really works and what your expectations are, you really have to. You can't promise the world.
No.
To people,
And I think that's why, being, especially on social media now, making posts saying, we're not going to be carrying everything. Call the shop. Let us know what you're looking for. It's not like shops aren't going to be honest. It's like, no, we don't have that. We're not going to have it. Maybe the shop a half an hour from, we know for a fact they're going to have it. So we can refer you to them. So that matters. Just call the store. And I think so many people don't want to make phone calls in 2026. Like, it's just a call, order pizza on the phone. What do you mean? There's an app for that.
And I can come in and talk to you and look at like a physical list.
But it is important to just call the shop, get to know the person behind the counter, and know where you want to go. I think it's really important, especially in my area, because Long Island, it's not Manhattan. It's not Brooklyn. You don't have like this condensed where you can hit 10, 15 shops in a half an hour. We can't do that here. But Long Island is like, it could be a 3-hour trip from end to end. So we have 5 or 6 big, participating shops. Call and make sure they have what you want. Otherwise, you're just going to be standing in line. And we all know each other. So we kind of like feather opening. There are shops that open at 8. There are shops that open at 10. So, and it kind of gives everyone a second shot to get what you want.
Right. I think what I find so beautiful is most of my shoppers that have been enjoying and celebrating record store day, even before I was open, I feel so grateful that they add me to their route.
Yeah.
Whether it's they want to start with me or end with me and see what's left over after the mad rush,
Hmm.
or just support the record store.
Yep. Any of
There's
that
other
means the world. Yeah. I'll
just
take the end. I'll take the beginning. I mean,
right.
I don't care. I'll
Buy
take
a
the lunch
t-shirt.
break.
Buy a
Just
t-shirt at the end of
come
the
in.
day. If it
Exactly.
really like
Yeah.
and there's some great shoppers I know I'm going to see throughout the day, and that the stress of the morning and getting everything together and out there, seeing a line when you pull up, it's stressful, and
Oh yeah.
you want to do right for everybody. But then as that rush ends, and then you just start getting those people that happy records,
Then
they
it's
just
like a
come in.
great low key day and you just get, yes. That's what's great about being in a small shop. Yep.
Yeah, yeah, you get, yeah,
You don't
it's
have to deal with an overwhelming line of
yeah,
150 people. You get like your 30, 50 customer rush, and then the rest of the
yeah,
day is just chilling, man. Like
just happy
you have
record store
spent
day.
weeks preparing for this, and now you can just relax and enjoy the
Yeah,
day, which is excellent.
yeah.
And do you
um
have a Discogs page?
I do have I use Discogs. I was just going on about this. I do have a Discogs page. I have, because of my rotation of used records, I don't have the full shop on Discogs.
Right.
I have a lot of, hand selected, interesting things on there. It's not a lot of bulk inventory.
And do you keep it on the floor or do you separate your Discog stock?
A little bit of both. I mean,
Oh,
for the most, I know that's real,
I mean, it's
honest.
nuts. If you can handle that mentally, that's great. But a lot of
Well,
shops can't. So,
I'm experimenting with that, because up until about a year ago, I kept it very separate. Discogs inventory, shop inventory, just for peace of mind. But I have been adding more and more, because I don't, I've never experienced a more user friendly,
yeah.
informational database than Discogs. I use it every day to
Hmm.
help me grade and price. I sell, I buy, if you're finding, I've got really niche listeners in this little small town, and I'm fully confident, whether it's a CD or a vinyl, I know I'm going to find a nicely priced one.
Right.
And once you learn how to shop it, it's,
Exactly. Yeah.
yeah. And a lot of my clientele, the older generations, that's a little
Too advanced.
too advanced. It is,
It's
eBay
way too
is,
advanced. Yeah.
yeah, when going from like Facebook Marketplace, eBay, estate sales, that kind of stuff, it's kind of the Wild West. If you're really serious about looking for something specific,
Right.
it's such a
From
great
someone you
tool.
trust that you know it's going to be shipped correctly, you know it's in good condition,
Yep.
you can trust who's graded this,
Yes.
you know where it's coming from. That's the beauty of Discogs for me. And
Yeah.
I think because I know so many shops, I can go on there and I know like four of the shops
Right.
selling it in
Right.
the US and be like, oh, well, that
Yeah.
guy's, I know he's not trying to rip me off. And
Right.
I know what their mailers look like.
Right.
I'm totally confident, and that's
Yep.
great.
Yeah. No. Learning, and again, I mean, I used Discogs before I had the record store, but using Discogs, getting in touch with the women in vinyl community, um, opening up to other business owners to start record shows, the camaraderie in this industry, and all the people I've met through, signing up for listening parties or
Hmm.
in-store events. It's just such a lovely, lovely group of people that with that passion, keeping like records are popular again.
You get that a lot when people, you open a store and people walk, oh, I haven't seen a record store in 50 years. And it's like, okay, man, it's like, I've chosen this for my living, bud. That doesn't feel good. Do do you know how often I get it?
these
Um,
never went it these were always around for me, but I'm
yeah,
glad you're here.
exactly.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's a culture for
it
a
is,
lot of
and
us. And so,
I've felt nothing but warmth and support from all different realms of it.
Well, I think that's why this organization specifically is so, so important. And
Yeah.
I've met so many people just from like commenting on a Women in Vinyl post.
Yes. Yeah.
Which is insane. I feel like I've known Jen forever. I've known her like, I don't know, 7 years or something. But
Right.
like
Right.
we've met 5 times. I could
Yeah.
text her like, she's my best friend in the world right now, and she'd answer
Right.
Sunday at 9
Right.
a.m. So
Right.
it's a good community to be a part of. I
Yeah.
mean, she brought
It
it
is.
up actually, I think recently on an episode where she was just like, someone just mailed me a record. Right when I first started on Instagram, someone from the UK, there was like a release we couldn't get here, and they just mailed it to her. And she's like, and right then and there, I knew like, okay, well, I'm in the right place because all these
Right.
people actually care about me,
Right.
which is
I
great.
remember I sent her like every time I get what's the album she has a ton of.
Oh, Master Reality, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Anytime I was like, do you just have a PO box for these? Like, do you just accept? Yeah, no, it's a lovely community, and it's opened me up. The stores opened me up to uh DJing live with vinyl and
That's
doing
awesome.
different things and stuff like that. And that community as well, like super solid, enthusiastic music nerds
Yeah,
that love, seeing
that's a
it. And
world I
that's,
haven't stepped into yet, and I'm
well, I
I'm just
don't
like a
know
little fearful, and I feel like I'm not hip enough. But
Oh, well, I don't know. If you would have told me I would be 42, single mom, and dating on the weekends, I would have laughed in your face. But it started as a really nice networking thing.
yeah,
Started doing just art shows and stuff like that. And I mean, a couple times a month, I get to drive up to Cleveland and spin records for people while they're enjoying their date nights and like girls' night and stuff like that.
that's so
And
great.
it's been fun. And just teaching myself and finding a good community of people to
Yeah.
explain things. And again, this industry has been felt nothing but support and
Well, it's always fun to
admiration.
learn something new about something you love. And I feel like
Yes,
records, it's endless. Like you could
true,
you
truly,
could really
truly,
just get into something new the next day that you know nothing about.
right.
Which is awesome. Which is why you
Yeah.
should buy the Women in Vinyl book. Also, I'm
Oh
not even
yeah.
trying to plug this stuff. I mean, it's just coming so
I have
naturally. But
I have a little copy of it here at the shop.
yeah, if you want like the electroplating process, they've got it for you. So
I've had a lot of people look through it too, because I have it sitting up with my
it's
45s,
pretty
and it really
impressive.
it is. And I think it does open up because it's one of those industries, it's a physical start to finish thing. If you're interested in it, learning all the facets of
Yep.
it, whether mastering all of those things. And we have Got a Groove up in Cleveland, which is a great little record pressing plant. And I love telling people, like, if you're really into this, take a day trip up there.
Yeah.
It's so cool to see the process happen. And
Hmm.
if you are a record enthusiast, there's things at your fingertips, no matter where you're at, to kind of
Yeah.
delve into it more.
Everything is entry level, man. You just
Yep.
gotta like pick something and start it. If you hate it, pick
Yep.
something else.
Yep.
And you can really find exactly what you want to do and stay in the record industry, just doing something a little different.
Yep.
Just until you find this is it.
Yep. Absolutely.
So you have a lot of regulars that we've
Yes.
spoken about. I am,
Yeah.
I don't know, I'm a softie for my regulars. I love them so much.
Are
And
you still in the store?
I'm not. I'm like officially out as of June of last year, so I'm storeless, which is so
Yeah.
weird. Um,
Well,
and
it's
then that summer, that I had left, the manager at the time is my best friend. Travels everywhere with me. He's like 10 years younger than me, but talks like he's 20 years older than me.
yeah.
Into like bluegrass and shit. And I'm like,
Right.
where'd you come from? Are you 26? Uh, but when he left the store, I kind of left the store. Because they didn't really need my help anymore. They had hired like a full staff really to
Yeah.
replace him.
That's
Finally, it was
great.
always just one person, and now
Yeah.
they're fully staffed up and they just don't need me, which is great. But I had a regular named Tony who'd come in every Thursday, every single week from the day we opened. Um, and he got very sick when I was leaving. It was like June when I left, and he died in
Oh,
August. And so I had spent the entire summer in the hospital every single day, like working from shipping out AMS orders, like in the hospital, feeding him oatmeal. So that's a really good example of like how far you go for people.
Well, and
Just
it's,
at it when you become friends at a record store. Like,
yes, I the age span that finds peace and enjoyment in a home in their local record store, if they're if they're into LPs and stuff like that, creating a space for people to feel prideful, like this is my record shop.
yeah.
I mean, I have a lovely group. I work with, we have a beautiful library here in downtown Massillon, and they've got this lovely little vinyl club. It's a lot of older people and those guys know anytime I'm open, they come in here, they'll dig through those dollar bins and those
Yeah.
used bins. Like, they'll spend hours here. And it's so nice to have a space for people to decompress and enjoy themselves. I don't know, the younger shoppers, I mean, I have more of an older demographic
Right.
for my regulars,
Right.
but I do have like a really lovely group of
Like a spattering of like young kids, which I
young people.
love too. Like I had that
And
as well.
it was fun when I first opened. I had like this group, like a handful of high schoolers that were like, oh, finally something cool in our downtown, something's happening down here. And like, they're all in college, but they all come back on Christmas break and make sure they stop by. I ask them what they're studying and if they've got shops down by their campuses
Yep.
and stuff like that. And it's so lovely that, I don't know, that community sense
Oh, without a
as
doubt. Watching kids like in your community grow up, like when the
yeah,
shop opened, you're a
right,
senior in high school, and now you're
right,
coming back 5 years later, you've graduated college and you're visiting
right,
your parents and you're moving to your first apartment.
right.
It's like I've seen all of that and I've
Yes.
listened to every record with you on the way, which is
Yeah.
so freaking cool. It's like you came in here looking for Thin Lizzy Black Rose, and now like you're coming in and you're like, I'm loving this new Bad Bunny. And it's like
Right.
you really get to know these kids. It's awesome.
It is. It is. And it is bridging that gap too with people my age, like 30s, 40s, 50s, who had, I mean, we had a couple small local record shops in this area. When they talk about their teenage years, oh, well, ours was Checkered Records, and George was the owner, and he was the sweetest and did everything for everyone. Bridging that gap for people who have that emotional connection to their record stores growing up, who felt safe, who felt seen
Yep.
in their record shops. I'm not trying. I was at those stores too, exploring my music taste and doing all of that. But I'm not George, and I'm
Yeah.
not, you know what I mean? And to create space for them to kind of enjoy that again, I take a lot of pride in that.
Yeah.
Like,
It's awesome.
yeah. But I love record shops. That's all. And that's what I like to do when I travel. Like, I find the local record shops. I think it's a great way to figure out where you're at, where you're standing, and what kind of scenes around and what kind of
Yep.
history.
It's
I
hard
mean,
for
that was,
me to speak on just because that's what I was born there. So I was just kind of placed there and it was like, oh, well, your dad owns an independent record shop where it's just like punk and heavy metal. And it's just
yeah,
this very specific group of people
right,
coming in who are like
right,
driving from Connecticut and driving from like people writing from jail and filling out the mail order catalog. And you're like sending CDs to a prison. Like, I mean, that's the world I grew up in where it like wasn't
yeah,
weird. It just wasn't
no,
strange. So I noticed the importance of that. I was like, oh, you kind of do need that.
yeah,
Like, what do you have without it? Uh,
right, right.
so it's nice to be a part of it. Just a small
It's
part. I don't want to be in a big store. I like the small aspect of it.
right.
Um,
We had this area, in the 80s and 90s, we had Camelot Music, which was a huge, I mean, the home base was here in Stark County. and the amount of people that worked, not just at the stores, but worked at the distribution centers, the factory, all of those types of things. I have so many of those people that just were so passionate about music and just wanted to be a part of it. And Camelot gave a lot of jobs to those people.
Right.
They love coming in here and feel like they have their history with this industry. And it's sad and bittersweet when big places like that,
Yeah.
kind of fall out. But like, yeah, the clientele is solid here. It's not, I mean, I keep
really
the
loved my
on.
trip. I loved your whole area. I thought it was great.
It's a nice, yeah, well, and community is huge for me. Like I am very open about what kind of space this is. I am open for the community. Tonight we're actually hosting, we have a little art council here in downtown Massillon. We're doing our first sketch and spin. So the art council's coming down here, setting up a little still life. We got about 12 artists coming in to sketch, and me and my employer are going to DJ music for them. Just a little Sunday.
That's so
evening.
cool.
And
you've partnered with like Paradigm Shift before, right? And you set up there sometimes.
I set up at our little neighborhood brewery. I go to the coffee shop and spin and do events there, working with the small businesses around here. I mean, sure, there's a chamber, sure, there's initiatives here and there, but just connecting with the local business owners and the art community. We've got a great art museum, like community.
The customer crossover is, I mean, it's almost it's exactly the same. So why wouldn't you want like everyone that's going to thrift stores and flea markets and art shows and coffee shops and breweries, like we're all kind of doing the same thing.
Yeah. So. Right. I think we're getting back into it. And I think we're more conscious of like what a day out, what a night out can look like. And working with the community, whether it's the library or the coffee shop.
Yep.
I don't have a ton of business background, but I know like morally I'm a solid person and I'm a pretty honest person, and just connecting in that sense is,
I think that's what you need to run a business, is just be a decent person and you'll figure the rest out. You know what I mean?
Work hard too. Like, I think there's a preconceived notion of like, I mean, I hired my first employee just a couple months. I mean, it's been a while.
I was going to ask that. So how many employees do you have? It was for a long time, it was just you.
It's just me. I hired my first employee, BB, before Christmas. They're wonderful. And I need help. I am, like I said, I'm a single mom. I don't want to call it a real job, but I mean, I work all week as a hairstylist.
Yes.
I have a lot going on. And, I was throwing up that close today sign way too much. My hours became inconsistent and I needed to find a way. And BB is an angel. They get it. They understand what this place means to people. And
as long as you can share your vision with someone and they're not gonna dump on it, and you can trust them.
I think people, cool record. I get a lot of people always, are you hiring? It's a cool aesthetic to be a part of. But
you're lifting boxes and you're cleaning records all day
and also sometimes nobody comes in and you feel like a big loser nerd.
Yeah.
Like it's not
that was my life. Dude, the first like 3 years of that store, I was just going to King Cullen in the morning. This was like what I would do every morning. I would go to like a King Cullen or a whatever grocery store I'd pass. I'd look at their cereal selection and I'd say, okay, today we're doing Honey Nut Frosted Flakes. They're seasonal. It's limited edition. We got to go for it. And I'd sit there and just polish off a full box of Honey Nut Frosted Flakes. Like in a day's work. That's what I was doing. There were customers.
It's basically Empire Records.
Okay. So I was just trying out seasonal cereals for the first 3 years, man.
That's how you feel. It is. I think it is there's a kind of notion and a romanticized version that it's amoeba music every single day or grimies every day. And those stores are meccas and very cool, and their social media is cool. But when you bring it down, sometimes you're sitting here just
I don't know if you
dusting
remember.
off
Yeah,
like Glenn Miller albums.
exactly. Television's greatest hits, but not television, the jazz punk band, like real television, television's greatest hits.
Yep.
No, I mean
Yeah.
my social media account was just me dancing in an empty store for like a hell of a long time.
I use
I would
that
just,
format.
but I really I enjoy, there's a beauty of being in an empty store and I get so much more done on a rainy day where I can sweep and I can price and I can put stuff on Discogs and I can update my website and I can do all these things. I get more done on a quiet day at the shop than I do a busy day. So I'll take them both. I think there's a good balance.
I don't think what I've noticed, the love that you put in to your brick and mortar,
You'll
you
get
get it
back.
When you start flaking off and like not having the energy, it reflects out of there. I mean, for me down here, as long as I can put the love and the energy into this space, it comes back.
Yep.
But I don't know. It's hard to explain that to your accountant.
Exactly. Yeah.
But
why is this number negative? Well, it's about the love, man. God damn it. I really only have like one more question for you, which is if you had any other fun facts for customers who are coming to visit. Because for me, destination shops are a big thing. I love going to like a random ass. I like Youngstown. Everyone was like, what are you going to Youngstown for? I was like,
man.
what aren't I going to Youngstown for? Youngstown's sick. And I loved it.
And the route to Youngstown, because like when you're heading up from where I'm at, when you're heading up to Youngstown, you might as well go to Pittsburgh too. Like it's kind of in this really lovely space.
Yeah.
And it is an little city with music. I mean, Dave Grohl's done a lot like to put a little focus on the shops there and the music scene there. For me as a female that has shopped in a lot of different cities, and I love retail spaces. I've always had a retail background. I bought this building. Everything in this space was thought about. My bins are at a certain height, so you don't have to squat down. And don't get me wrong, I will sit on a dirty floor and dig through crates. Shopping experiences can change whatever mood you're in. Someone's created that space that you feel comfortable in. But I was coming from a retail background, having a little bit of, design and aesthetic is big for me. You feel good when you come
visually,
in
it's a beautiful shop.
Thank you.
Gorgeous.
I've put a lot of thought and style and is that important to most shoppers? I don't, I have.
Yeah, I think so.
I've
been in shops where I'm like, I don't think I want to be here anymore.
Right. That's the thing. But for another shopper, that's their home. Want to be, and they want to be surrounded, and that's fine. Convincing people that this is the shop in this area that, you should be proud of it. It's female owned. I'm it.
Your block in general has a lot of cool businesses on it. It's just a cool block.
They're doing what they can, man. I feel a sense of responsibility as a historic building owner down here to offer something to people. I want people to get excited to bring out of towners to my space. I've got tons of people that live outside of the city, but their families are still here. I always say, around Christmas, when you need a sensory break from your family, come on down. And people coming from bigger cities, I think they're a little bit more used to having more of a
Right.
eclectic mix of a shopping
Artsy
atmosphere.
kind of. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, which is awesome. I mean, I loved my trip to Ohio. I love small stores. I think my favorite store, though, in America so far is Shake It in Cincinnati.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I mean, it's the best store I've ever been in my entire life. Like excluding my dad's store, which you can't count because I'm biased.
Right.
So
I find it awesome that you were able to, because once you end up behind the counter, it's hard
to
to
put yourself on
go.
the other side. Yeah.
Well, and it's hard, and it's one of my favorite shops up in Cleveland's called Hausfrau, and they just reopened in a new space.
Okay.
And that's one of those shops I always have a good time in.
It's good to
And
know.
I haven't been there over a year. Like
Yeah, but you're
it's
momming and you're
wow,
working and
yeah,
you're
yeah.
you own a shop. I mean, my best friend Dave opened Vinyl Addiction in New Jersey a few years ago, and I just like never saw him again.
Yeah,
And
that's one that's
we used to do so many things together, and now like I
right,
can't make it to his shop, and he's running
right.
a shop, and he can't make it to shows, and he can't. So it just kind of
Yes,
changes how you buy, how you do everything,
right, right.
Yeah. Well, this has been excellent. I love this.
I know. I feel like I could talk for a little bit longer.
Yeah, I mean, whatever you have to add it.
Um, what is your, now that you're just on, can I get a little, now that you're just on the all media, that side of it? I know we joked about it the one day. The margins,
Mm, mm,
are we,
of course.
it's,
What are they going to
I
do? Fire me? They
feel,
need me.
I feel like, but I feel like it's something that I do explain to shoppers
Yes.
on why I don't have new stuff all the time.
The
Because
price
that might,
increase has become a huge issue. I think that's why a lot of shops are seeing sales increasing on CDs. That's why I'm shipping
oh,
out tons of CD orders that I would never ship out.
interesting.
A lot of shops leaning more into CDs because younger kids are like, oh shit, this is $15. The
Right.
record's 45. Where in the 90s, it was the complete opposite.
Yes.
Um,
Yes.
where the LP was worth basically nothing and it was in a bin under you'd have to look for it. No one gave a
$6.
shit. But the CD is out and it's new and it's $25 and you really have to save up to buy that new
So
CD.
wild.
It's totally swapped.
Yeah.
And now you can get Jeff Buckley Grace on CD for $4.99 wholesale and sell it at your shop for 10 and make this kid like, you know, happy as a
Right.
pig in shit. So
Right.
stores are shifting format and it's pretty crazy, but I think that MSRPs just have to be based on what you're spending, man. You can't
Yeah.
go by a suggested price. You just can't.
Right. Right.
If you're buying something for 16 and the MSRP is 21.99, bro, I can't. Do you understand? Stop it. What do you what, No. I can't. I mean, 24.99, that sounds great. I need to make my $8.
Right.
I've
Well,
spent 16. So if you're explaining to a customer, listen, I can buy this on Amazon for 19.99. Why is it in your bin for 29? I could give you a million explanations as to why.
right.
It was in this
Right.
person's hand, this person's hand, this person's hand. It went from the label to the distro to you know what I mean? But every single one of those people cares about this record and packed it and made
Yes.
sure it was safe and it got here and I priced it. And I know that there's no defect on it. And the person on the other end of Amazon doesn't give a shit about you. And
No,
it's
that
going to
no one
come
even touched.
damaged,
No, yeah,
crushed.
it got pushed through like it shit out of a chute
Right. In a
into a
styrofoam
mailer
mailer
bag.
and Godspeed, like
And
so
someone throws it on your front porch.
that
Yeah.
that 9.99 is peace of mind. And I love you and you can come back to me and say
Yeah.
this record's shit and I don't like it. And you could trade it in used and I'll give you
Mhm.
credit for another record,
Yeah.
which
I
again,
know.
Amazon
What
ain't gonna do.
stock does.
So
Yeah. No, I've noticed that too with popular artists, Grammy nominated artists. Like when I have to sell a Rosie or Rose, what's her, the sweet one from Blackpink.
Oh,
Her,
okay.
I have to sell that album at $67.
Yes, dude. Yeah.
I know you love that APT song, and I know you can get it for $30 at Target.
And I need to give you a reason why you should buy it here. Yeah.
I constantly feel like, and that's, I mean, the bigger, I think Taylor Swift has absolutely opened up, people to collecting.
Yeah.
But I can't afford all those variants.
Yeah. I mean I think Midnight's was crazy. I think it was crazy. I mean, when I heard the back covers made a clock, and I was like, I'm sorry. Wait, are you explaining like a McDonald's toy to me? Is it a new McDonald's toy? Like I was really confused. And I was like, but when you turn them around, what are you talking about?
Right. And I was so tickled to have a couple of those, and I was so excited to have a random teen be able to find that at my shop. But
I'm still a collector. I'm still gonna say, listen, obviously you buy the jade. It's the nicest one.
yes,
I
yes.
know. I mean, the mahogany or the jade, bitch. But and I'm not even a Taylor Swift fan.
No,
But I will remember those variants because it's my
right,
job and it's my life.
right.
No,
But
I
it's hard
think
to,
it's
I
important
think
though for
when
young
people
kids.
I've had a lot of people say like, well, I want to support small business. That's fine. So if you want to support small business, instead of buying this Taylor Swift, buy this Phoebe Bridger album
Mhm.
for $20.
See if you like
Because
it. Come back. Yeah, exactly.
that's a lot of the conversation I have. And it is whether they're streaming and just buying records as a fan.
Get a lot of that for Record Store Day, going back to Record
Yes,
Store Day. And this is a
yes.
heavy 7-inch year for
There's a
like
lot of singles on
pop art,
there.
the Olivia Dean and the Charlie
Yes,
XCX and the
yes.
all this stuff that stores going to be buying by the boatload. It's going to be a lot of young, you know, I don't want to say all female fans that are going to line up, but may never come back to your store again. And that is what a lot of record stores worry about. Like, we don't want those one and dones. And then I can't say that because on the other end of the spectrum, I saw like a young Taylor Swift fan come in, find like the Taylor Swift release, be so excited. This was literally her first ever moment in a record store. She'd never been in a
Yeah,
record store before.
right,
Goes to the back bin and says, "Oh my God, they have Britney Spears. Oh my
right,
God, they have this." She spent like $300,
right,
went home, made an Instagram account, an entirely all vinyl Instagram account, made Needle and Groove her first friend, and then tagged us in all her posts. And then she became a consistent customer at everyone's shop. It wasn't just Needle and Groove. It was Mr. Cheapo's. We were finding this bitch at Vinyl Bay 777. She
right,
everywhere. It's awesome.
right,
And like
right.
it's so cool that she just became like a dedicated fan. And it wasn't, I don't know, Judas Priest that brought her in. It wasn't like
No,
the Eagles. It was
right,
Swift. So you
right.
never know. I
I
mean,
know, I know. It is,
I hate to
but
judge.
no, and there is no judgment, but the logistics of budgeting for
Pouring in $700 worth of 7 inches into your bin, hoping that these people come out for them. You can't do it. Yeah, it's a lot.
it is. It's record store day. As I mean, I've been open for 5 years now. Um, record store day is a little above my business know-how, but luckily I have people like you. I have different shops to connect with. Because it's a dance, and you want to
Yes.
celebrate it, and you want to welcome more people in. But you gotta. I don't feel like I'm constantly explaining myself to people of what I'm doing and why this isn't possible, why this, why I have this and I don't have this.
Right.
Um, but I don't know. The challenge of it is,
Well, I think that's the importance of knowing the shops near you and
yeah,
it being like a real community of shop owners saying like, well, we know that's the Grateful Dead shop, and he's going to
Right.
have 100 of those freaking box sets, and we don't have to go in like for 10 Garcia box sets this
Right.
year. You know what I mean?
Right.
That's the beauty of that. I think, punk shops can go heavy on the punk titles, and metal shops can go heavy on the metal titles. Jazz shops can go heavy on those titles. Like,
Yeah.
they're going to have all the Bill Evans, and we don't have to worry about. So yeah, it's a lot of planning, and it's
Yeah.
it's definitely teamwork. It's definitely
Hmm.
store owners caring about their customers enough to talk
Right.
to other shops and say like,
Right.
I
Right.
mean, that's really what it is.
Yeah. Well, and I always stress to people, if you really want to party on record store day and like just really celebrate what it is, you got to support those shops all year round.
Hmm.
You have to put independent record stores, bookstores, all thrift shops, you have to put those on your to-do lists. It might take a little bit more time. You might not find exactly what you're looking for, but it's opening yourself up and breaking away from that instant gratification that we've set that
As record
monster in
collectors, it's
motion.
all about the
Yeah.
hunt too, man. So
Yeah.
like, if a shop doesn't have what you need and you're friends with the shop owner, that shop owner probably knows that you're looking for it. You've probably
Yes.
brought it up about 47 times, and I'm not
Right.
going to forget now. So when I get it in
Oh,
3 weeks, it's going to be
right.
right behind the counter for you. It's not going to go out on the
Right
floor.
there.
You know what I mean? I'm going to price this and be like, oh, so and so really wants it. Boop, right under the
Right.
counter, which you can't do with record store day titles. But
No.
that is the beauty of having a small shop,
Yeah.
generally.
I
So,
still I missed out. I had a bunch of people excited for the new Converge.
mhm.
And they know. I mean, these are dudes that help the shop. They come in and shop, they find things. And I just didn't have it in my budget, especially with record store. But they know when I have access to it, they're gonna get what they
Right.
want. And even with the used stuff, I mean, we have an ongoing list of regulars that are on the hunt for certain things.
Mhm.
So when we get collections in, we know
We're looking through that list. Yeah.
Kenny's looking for that Steve Winward.
Yep.
So make and so there is like an archival sense of responsibility when
Yes.
you run a shop and you start learning how to what inventory looks like
Right.
and helping people piece together their collections, their catalogs.
It's almost just as satisfying as it being your own, which is
uh,
also so fun.
yeah, yeah, yeah. My collections, it's gotten a little bit wild over here,
If
but
it wasn't for me having a baby within the last year, none of these records would be in the same place. I just had like boxes and boxes and boxes of
I like
records on
watching
the
your
floor.
social media. That I enjoyed heavily whatever span you were doing of Julie.
Reorganizing.
That was riveting, friend.
I love to shift. That's also one of my favorite parts of just being in an empty shop. Like, oh, I get to do this big shift. I get to do this
Yes.
wonderful shift today. I'm so
Yeah.
excited.
Phoebe, my employee, and I didn't expect this of them, but they listened to my whole collection in its entirety throughout the time. And I was like, bring in your own records. You can spin whatever you want. And they're like, no, I want to listen to all your, and they're working on my 90s high school CD
That's
book right
really
now.
awesome. That's great. I always said, like, if I had my own shop, it would be all of my 12-inch singles behind me in rainbow order, just going all
Ooh.
day.
Oh, I like that. My belt on my record player broke yesterday. I panicked, but I tell you what, this system I have here is like tried and true, and
Yeah.
it sounds so good, and it hasn't given me any issues. But yes, I had to order a new belt.
Oh my
And that
goodness. I almost forgot to ask you like the women in vinyl question, because you've never
what?
been on a women in vinyl episode before.
No.
And this is
Oh
my
yeah.
fourth technically. So this is really exciting. I get to ask it. I don't know if they're going to keep it in. Hey, Ray, are you going to keep it in? Anyway, if you had a
Yeah.
dream 7-inch, it could be
I know.
anything
Oh
on
no.
side A or side B.
Oh shit.
What's your dream
You know what?
7-inch?
And every time I've listened to the podcast, when that question comes up, I literally tool about it in my head.
I don't
But
understand why like it gets me, but it catches me off guard every time. I'm like, oh, I didn't think about it.
hold on, I need to collect myself. Dream 7-inch.
Dream 7-inch.
Side A. Hot Snakes. Creative Control.
Okay.
They're just, I've seen them live.
I was
have
not
the
expecting a Hot Snakes track. That's cool.
that song, like, I think West Coast lyrics and ideas have always been big and bold. Living in the time we're living in, music like that just kind of
Oh yeah.
zones me up. But yeah, and I'm a West Coast rock girl. So surfer rock, the punk kind of scene, but West Coast rock music has always been what I was raised in a Who household, not a
Okay.
Beatles household.
Yeah.
So I need a little rawness
Uh-huh.
to my rock music. And Hot Snakes have always, in that song, I could listen to it every day.
Awesome. I'm gonna go put it
Side
on.
B, I love them. Side B, and this shows you how kind of neurotic I am, but there is a French house band called Yell that has been my fun music since I was 21.
Awesome.
They have a taper remix of their song. It translates to because of boys, and it's just the most fun. And it's getting a little bit of like TikTok moment right now because like the Euro trash stuff is like sneaking out. But it's always a good one to get me moving. So yeah, Hot
Okay.
Snakes and Yell. Are you someone who, when someone tells you to listen, do you like finding music through people, or
Yes,
are you a
very
little
much.
bit? Yeah, I'm
Um,
a little bit of a
it depends because like teenage Amanda, like I was a huge Donna's fan my whole life.
yeah.
Loved the Donnas. And then Spend the Night came out and there was that huge hit.
Yeah.
I think Take It Off like really blew up.
Yeah,
And then I
yeah.
was like pissed off at people who would tell me to like, oh, if you like this, you probably like the Donnas. Like, I already knew.
That's
So I
still have a lot of that.
I have a little 16-year-old Amanda in me
I
still.
Well, and the fact that I still get to put on No Doubt's Treasure Kingdom, and instead of dancing in my bedroom, I dance in my record store. I get there's a lot of like,
Satisfaction there, yeah.
well, and just like sad, nerdy music girl that refuses to take any. My brothers and I joke, my brothers are big music listeners too, and they love records. But every time they're like, Sam, you need to get this in. I'm like, bitch, it's still sitting in these bins. I'm done listening to your
Yeah.
no more. No more.
Yeah, it definitely I'm taking it from where it's coming from. That's
Yeah.
always. So if I know you have weird music taste, when I hired my best friend Dylan at Needle and Groove and we started like I was training him to do orders, I was like, you listen to really weird shit. I'm not saying that's bad. It's great.
Right.
But like
Right.
you need to sprinkle in the weird shit
Yeah.
and not make it a whole order of weird shit, dude,
Right.
because it's not gonna sell. Like
I
I need
like
you to get
when
very important restocks and sprinkle in your weirdness.
yes. Well, I love connecting people with music and finding like a Venn diagram of
Yes.
like where they're at, where you're at, and where your
Because you
middle
need a little
state.
bit of both, you know?
You need a little bit of both. And there's a respect there. And I think that's one of my favorite things about DJing all vinyl sets. Like I'm bringing what I'm bringing. And I probably don't have the Eagles tonight.
Yeah.
So there's something, I think there's a
Yeah.
little bit of I have a little bit of the hairs on my back. They're like, nope, we're listening to my music tonight.
Yeah.
Like there's,
Well, I think that's just record collector culture. Like that's just like us being snobs and we
I
can't you're not gonna grow out of the snobbiness.
no, I feel like those little things of like things that I'm turning into a little bit of an audio idiot too about the way things are sounding and my speakers. And I wasn't expecting that to happen.
Luckily, I've not gotten to the equipment yet because I just don't know enough. And I want to stay on this side where it's just like I'd rather.
It might sneak up on you.
Yeah, I know.
It
I'm
might
a little
sneak
scared.
up. I'm a little bit embarrassed about that, but being around music, getting brought up with musical loving parents. I danced most of my life. There was always music happening. And I don't know, I have a pretty eclectic mix, and it reflects in how I buy too, but the buying part of it comes more from the conscious, like trying to be as ethical as I possibly can, keeping
what's
that
in the
line.
budget this week. Yes.
Oh, and my local bands, most local bands know, you put out some CDs, come to my shop.
Absolutely.
I'm going to buy 10 of them whatever you sell them at the merch table, I'm going to give you cash for that, and I'll sell them here. Like it's getting in, and it's not even like buddying up with bands or whatever. Like, do you want to sell 10
that's
CDs?
Like that's my job.
Yeah.
That's my job as the servant of this community, owning the local record shop. That's what I'm supposed to do. If I have to, I sell 5 of those 10 and I have to eat the money, that's fine. I bet you I'll hand out another 5 for free in 4 months.
Yep.
Like, this is a local band, give them a listen. Because I didn't give up. I just,
right.
It's fine. I owe that to you, I think.
Right. It's all those little things when you own a shop and you're putting it out there, whether it's I always have the League of Women Voters outside of my shop on Record Store Day. If you need registered to vote, if there's petitions that you should do this, that kind of stuff, for me, that's not bad for business. Putting yourself up, creating a safe space for LGBTQ.
Yep.
That's not bad business. You want to know more about body positivity.
If those people who don't agree with it are avoiding my business, that's better for my business. So
yeah, all of those things.
No, I get it.
And I think that's the music and art community. I think we've lost
what helps us all thrive. I mean, that's what we're selling. We're selling art.
Well, reintroducing physical spaces.
Mm-hmm.
There's chat rooms. There's ways to connect online, which has been beautiful. It's why I have friends like you, but reminding people that we can do this in person, doing listening parties. I did the 21 Pilots listening party here. It was crazy. I mean, they're not local, but they're Ohio-based band. Right. I just know that there's a fan base here. It was wild in here. I would have, if the fire department came, we would have had to break it up. Like it was that packed. And those fans, they got to drive 15 minutes and experience that together. Yeah. It's just
maybe met someone that lives 10 minutes away that you didn't know existed that also loves them. That's so cool, and it's so important.
Or getting kids that live 30 minutes away in an even smaller town. The fact that like, oh my gosh, I can go put in, I get some good promo goodies and
living in New York. It's so strange because I don't know kids that are like, there's no store near me. That is a wild thought. To say like, I don't have a record store near me to go to. Like,
no, past me is Amish country, and we're talking about kids that are, I'm generally, they're not children. They're,
I call everyone a kid. They're like 49 and I'm like that kid,
But letting them know, like them seeing that a shop that's 30 minutes away is going to be, we're going to listen to the Mitski album together. Like,
oh, it's so important.
I don't know. And we did.
Yeah, for people that don't have an outlet like that.
Yes. Yeah. And it is nerve-wracking, and it is putting yourself out there and trying something new. But when you walk into the space and you see other fans and a nice middle-aged lady like behind the counter, it's a really, I want people to feel safe and enjoy.
That's also a very foreign feeling. Like when I go to stores, I don't see a young girl. I usually saw like an old man who's like, what the hell are you doing here? Like, you're not white, you're not a dude, you're not like, and it just like didn't make sense.
I think that there is a level of making, it's easy to make when female collectors feel very welcome here.
Yeah.
There is an art to having dudes trust you with this.
Until I like started going to more stores, and coming from a record store, knowing like I felt super comfortable in a store, I was still very nervous going into shops that like weren't extremely welcoming, right? You know what I mean? Like a metal store where like everyone looks angry and like it's not cool to smile. I didn't really feel welcome there. And I would go through the bins and be like, okay, well, I want that helicopter's 10-inch on the wall, but I'm afraid to ask someone. And I had to get past that, but like it's just really nice that culture's almost completely shifted now, where there are so many young run stores, like younger people running them, women running them. You know, Beverly Phono Mart in Chicago, like a young Black woman owning a shop, where you can go in and feel totally comfortable.
Yes. Yeah, the intimidation factor, I feel like, has kind of subsided. And I have people that give me the ick of them just being a little bit bummed that they aren't giving themselves the opportunity to do something like this. They like to explain how I should be doing it, which I appreciate the feedback, but it stems from, I wish I was doing this.
Yeah.
And I mean, in whatever your life, I came out of COVID. This is my COVID baby. Like, I mean, and I'm doing it completely by myself now with BB's help, but like, I started with a partner. And I'm in a different space now, and it's extremely liberating, and I make mistakes, and I'm, it's just human and learning from it. But like, did I feel like my life was going to turn into a full John Cusack movie by opening up a record shop? No, but it did.
Yeah.
But living that, like, that in that space it makes you feel alive, and it brings you up, it brings you down, but you get to listen to records all day long and share that with people. And it's so good.
Could it be any better?
This episode has been brought to you by Women in Vinyl and Red Spade Records. Thank you for listening. Please remember to subscribe, and you can always contact us directly by visiting www.womeninvinyl.com.